Good afternoon. I'm Glenn Jones, Interim CEO and Chief Experience Development Officer at the Bermuda Tourism Authority. I'm grateful to Cassius Fervere and his team here at the Dinghy Club for hosting us here. In a year when the travel industry is upside down, this week, in the heart of fall, will be the busiest week of the year for Bermuda's tourism industry. This is especially important for small business owners, event planners, and hotel workers because this gives them a chance to recover some of what was lost this year. On golf courses and rugby fields, on the water, and at local marinas like this one, we expect a flurry of distinctly Bermuda experiences that will put the tourism industry to work and bring back some of what we do best. I'm joined today by two BTA colleagues, Hazel Clark, Director of Sports Business Development, and Tashay Thompson, Assistant Director of Experience Development. They'll help me explain what's happening across the island in the coming days with 3 professional sporting events, plus the first ever Catamaran and Yacht Week.
Good afternoon. This week, Bermuda welcomes professional athletes in golf, sailing, and rugby. When we are able to attract sports partnerships and events to Bermuda, we accomplish 3 important goals. 1, we reinforce and magnify our sports credibility and capabilities on a global scale. Our proven ability to deliver top quality, world-class events, our sports facilities, proximity, safety, infrastructure, and yes, our COVID-19 management and protocols have all strengthened our sports destination positioning. Second, sports also enable us to foster community connectivity and leave long-lasting legacies in a unique and impactful way. We all know the foundation of sports is teamwork, and this extends to our stakeholders, sponsors, and governing bodies and volunteers. Together, we ensure Bermuda is a leading, sought-after global sports destination, left stronger and more vibrant for future generations. And third, we create opportunities for our local sports stakeholders and governing bodies to thrive as facilitators of our sports relationships. When sports events arrive on islands, opportunities follow. We've seen numerous employment and learning opportunities happen through sports. So we're truly excited about the 3 major events attracting global attention to our island right now. The Bermuda Championship is a PGA Tour professional golf tournament and the first to allow spectators since the onset of the pandemic. The island's management of COVID-19 gave tour officials the confidence to allow a limited number of fans for the 2nd edition of this 4-day tournament. 500 general admission spectators and a smaller number of hospitality guests are permitted. 3 or 4 days are already sold out. There will be more than 50 hours of live television coverage on the Golf Channel, giving Bermuda a golden opportunity to tell her story. Bermuda is open, visitors are welcome, and Bermuda is safer than just about any destination that is reopened to tourism. True to our safety record, there will be extra precautions for players and caddies, and spectators can expect social distancing and other COVID-19 protocols. But even with a blanket of safeguards, the message to television watchers will be clear. A tourism recovery is well underway in Bermuda. Same is true in rugby, where we expect a TV audience in the UK and beyond to watch the World 10 Series get underway in Bermuda. Its launch, stymied by COVID, this dynamic new pro league searched the world for a country safe enough to host its matches. Bermuda came out on top. It's especially useful to put Bermuda on the radar of people in the UK and Europe because our London air service moves to Heathrow next spring, making Bermuda more accessible to travelers from Britain, Italy, Germany, and elsewhere. We hope these rugby teams from around the world put the island's accessibility top of mind. The 70th Bermuda Gold Cup and 2020 Open Match Racing World Championship make for the 3rd spot in our triangle of competition this year. The Gold Cup was postponed this spring and is now back for fall, proving Bermuda's worth as a year-round sailing destination and further solidifying our reputation as a safe place for sports. World sailing had scores of cancellations around the globe due to COVID, but Bermuda stands apart. Able to host a championship with logistical precision for the 2nd time in Bermuda. While these events are about competition for athletes, for the country, this is about the economy. Sports is driving hotel occupancy levels across the island, particularly at Cambridge Beaches, Pompano Beach, Grotto Bay Resort, and the Hamilton Princess and Beach Club. Athletes are filling restaurants and renting scooters and assisting Bermuda's tourism recovery in a meaningful way. The Bermuda Tourism Authority's experience team has been working to ensure visitors on island for these sports get as much island life as possible. My colleague, Tashay Thompson, is here to speak about that.
And good afternoon. Bermuda Catamaran and Yacht Week are underway. It started this past Friday and runs through to this coming Saturday and was carefully designed to take place as visitors arrived on island for the sporting events that Hazel just mentioned. Hurricane Epsilon forced changes in the lineup last week. However, the promotion remains a robust offering for visitors and residents while driving revenue into our tourism economy. The big kickoff event taking place last week was the Catamaran Rally. The BTA worked with Island Tour Center, Goslings, and Catamaran owners to reclaim summer and get back on the water for a modified raft up to adhere to COVID-19's health guidelines. This week, we have a catamaran flotilla on Friday evening, which is similar to a sunsetting happy hour with a parade of boats on the water that will end here at the Dinghy Club with an outdoor barbecue. At the same time, the iconic Sloop of Bermuda will set sail for an amazing dinner cruise event consisting of a local steak and seafood dinner put together by Take 5 Bermuda. Event planners Tamisha Green and Claire Ann Rayner of Ambiance Bermuda and Rose of Sharon have put together an evening of Bermudian entertainment and cultural storytelling, while Goslings will start the experience with some Bermuda Gosling-inspired drinks at the Hamilton Visitor Service Center. There will be 2 sittings, and although tickets are limited, they are still available on ptix.bm. For those looking to party this weekend, the Deep Nightclub is the place to be. Local DJs Damon DeGraff, Corey Miners, and Felix Todd are hosting a plush nightlife experience once all the boats are back in from on their moorings. Catamaran and Yacht Week concludes with a spectacular float-up movie alongside Hawkins Island on Saturday, Halloween night. Think of a drive-in with, instead of everyone being in their cars, everyone will be on the boats watching a movie. We know that traditional trick-and-treat activities just won't happen the same this year and is another disappointing result of the pandemic. But we look at this as an opportunity to provide a unique Halloween experience. Partnering with Argus, the BTA encourages residents to put their kids in their costumes and head out on the water for what will be a brilliant blue moon evening that only Bermuda can inspire. Boat owners could come in their own vessels, and those without access to a boat can purchase a space on the rising sun to catch the movie. Boats should register ahead online. For all Catamaran and Yacht Week events, tickets, and participation information, visit go-to-Bermuda/events. Purchasing in advance is essential to ensure that we meet public health regulation. While the pandemic has brought hard knocks to all of us in the tourism industry and turned the travel world upside down, inside-out campaigns such as Catamaran and Yacht Week and Alfresco Dining Festival are important steps to our tourism recovery. They start with the engagement of local residents initially, and the interest of visitors follow. So we want to thank our residents for their continued support of all our stakeholders and acknowledge our stakeholders for being bold and innovative during such times. And on that final note, I'll turn things over to Cassius.
Good afternoon. Thanks for having me, Glenn, Tashay, and Hazel. As Glenn has said, I am the general manager of the Royal Hamilton Amateur Dinghy Club. And earlier this year, during the summer, Glenn and I were talking about some ideas and some things to do on the island. And of course, when COVID struck, all the ideas and the thoughts went through the window. However, when Glenn approached me and we started talking about this event, I said, definitely, as a club, I would like to be part of it because we have in the marina and we've been on the harbor, as you could tell. I mean, it would be a success for us and, of course, for us to partner with the Bermuda Tourism Association. So we started putting some ideas together, And then we finally decided we would come with a barbecue, and Glenn came back to me, chef and myself, we discussed, we had a couple meetings, put it together, and eventually we said we were going to have a barbecue for the Friday night to kind of really bring out the locals as well as the visitors on the island. Having said that, the chef has put together an amazing menu for the event, and we're looking to certainly have the barbecue on the terrace, which is where you could get one of the most amazing or beautiful sunsets of Bermuda. Of course, if you've not seen it, for the locals who will be coming out as well as tourists who are on the island, I think it will be an amazing event if the sun is out and the weather holds up for us, of course, as we're expecting. It should be an amazing evening, a fantastic event for foreigners and as well as locals alike. So with that said, of course, I will pass it back on to Glenn.
While we're here talking about our tourism recovery, I wanted to spend a minute on a promising area of tourism on the near horizon. In January of this year, new government policies came into effect governing how visiting superyachts are allowed to operate when they arrive in Bermuda. One of the things they will now be able to do is charter their vessels to guests. This encourages superyachts to come here and stay longer. Once that happens, jet-set travelers are attracted to the island to charter a stay aboard these magnificent vessels. The economic stimulus of this segment will have a massively positive impact on our tourism recovery. We saw proof of this during the spring and summer and during the America's Cup as well. To raise awareness about Bermuda in the superyacht sector, the BTA has taken a few important steps. Our PR team has created a new video showcasing why Bermuda's attitude and assets are right for superyachts. Earlier this month, we hosted a webinar for superyacht charter brokers and agents, the critically important people who book superyacht travel around the world. A working group of more than 50 local stakeholders contributed their time and expertise towards a strategy that we are now finalizing. It will help us prepare sectors of the economy for this enhanced opportunity. So when superyachts show up, we're ready. We've dusted off our contact list of superyacht captains formed during the America's Cup. We've built on that list and we're inviting them back. And our sports team is looking for the kind of sailing events that will drive more superyachts to the island in the future. We see spring 2021 as our next best opportunity to achieve noticeable growth in superyacht tourism. We're working diligently toward that goal. The tourism recovery is a long journey, measured in years, not months. With each passing month, however, a clearer recovery pathway emerges. Bermuda can take pride that we're marching forward in a way that is safe and responsible, slowly and gradually rebuilding our economy without risking the health of our community. Thank you.